I don't like anybody telling me what to do. And lately, the left wants to tell everybody it's the we all know this. You should. Stop telling me what to do. You go do it. You want to support stuff that the government should stay out of? You go do it. No one's stopping you from paying more taxes.
Hollywood's top anti-woke comedian has long been revealing the dark truths of the industry, never hesitating to point out what others shy away from. Now, he's back with a fresh revelation, and the aftermath is nothing short of chaotic. So, what did he expose about Hollywood this time? And how did Hollywood react? If you're active online, you know Tim Allen is not the one to bite his tongue. He's the guy who posts something controversial, sits back, and watches the woke crowd go into a frenzy. He's done it in the past, and he'll do it again. But this time, his latest tweet hits differently, sparking intense reactions from all corners.
I mean, first of all, he wants to know what the face of woke look like, and here's what I picture. These trolls that hide behind their computer or their screens and their laptops and their keyboards, because those are the people that complain the most, those whose faces we do not see.
The reaction was explosive. One tweet, and Twitter mobs completely flipped out. They couldn't stand Tim Allen calling them out. People immediately started pushing to cancel him, but let's be honest, Tim's never been the kind to back off or let the woke crowd dictate his words.
It's actually disturbing on a fundamental level. It's gotten to the point where literally there's part of me, a deep part of me, that just, F it, bring it on. If you want to cancel me, go ahead. I mean, I can't.
But that's not the only thing that's driving Hollywood crazy. Tim's been stirring the pot for years, and he's become quite skilled at it. Just look at his Disneyland trip, for instance.
Not a toy. You are a toy.
While enjoying, he overheard a 13-year-old questioning if he was pansexual just because he liked Skillet. Classic Tim. As expected, the backlash was swift, with the woke crowd accusing him of being insensitive. But here's the real reason. Hollywood despises Tim Allen because he's unafraid to ask the tough questions they'd rather sweep under the rug. So, why does he keep getting under their skin?
Do you still enjoy stand-up, my friend, as much as you did in the early days?
There's moments that it's more. It reminds me of my anarchist background.
And they've tried every tactic to cancel him. But here's the thing, Tim doesn't follow Hollywood's playbook. Let's take a step back to when ABC axed Last Man Standing. In case you didn't know, it was one of their highest-rated shows.
Let's talk about Last Man Standing. Congrats on this.
No, thanks very much.
I watched it when it was on ABC.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't on ABC.
Tell the 300 of the crew and everybody the same thing. We're all going, this is the best show I've ever been on. What? We're off the air. We all thought we were at the top of their game at ABC. Who knows how networks work? I don't know, but it was dropped.
It was the second highest rated show, only behind Modern Family. Yet they dropped it without hesitation. Why? Because Tim Allen had the audacity to portray a relatable conservative on mainstream TV.
Who's ready in 10?
Hey, come out here.
Touch anything.
Right, and I don't like gum in there too, but all right, when we're driving around, what do other people do when they see us?
They do this.
You know why they do that? This truck is older than you, but it's a classic, and people realize it's a classic. And you're a classic too.
How flattering. I'm an old truck.
In Hollywood, that's a major no-no. As Tim himself put it, there's nothing more threatening, especially in today's climate, than a funny, relatable conservative.
You went to the presidential inauguration, right?
I was invited by, we did a VIP thing for the vets and went to the Veterans Ball, and so I went to go see Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, I went to the inauguration.
I'm not attacking you.
You get in this town, I'm not kidding. You got to be real careful around here. You get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened. If you're not part of the group, you know what we believe is right. I go, well, I might have a problem with that. I'm a comedian. I like going on both sides.
Yeah.
This government does stuff big. I've never been to anything like that.
Tim didn't even attempt to hide it. His political views were clearly the problem, but rather than backing down, he called it out. Here's where things get intriguing. While ABC canceled him, Fox swooped in and picked up Last Man Standing, giving him a new platform to reach his audience. So, while ABC tried to make an example of him, Tim ultimately came out on top.
Hey everybody, welcome to season 7 of All right, here we go. Good, quietly, folks. All right, here we go from the top.
Then there's his new show, The Santa Clauses on Disney. The fact that Disney brought him back shows they know Tim isn't going anywhere. They may attempt to silence him, but they also recognize that he has a devoted fan base that Hollywood can't afford to overlook.
Ushering Christmas for us? Then this guy. For nearly 30 years, Tim Allen has become synonymous with Santa Claus.
I'm in big trouble.
After starring in the 1994 classic film.
Merry Christmas to all. And to all is good.
Now, things really took a turn in the Santa Clauses. Tim's character made a lighthearted joke about saying Merry Christmas, only to realize it had become a problem. One joke, and the woke Twitterverse went into a frenzy. Some called it offensive, while others claimed it was politically divisive. But let's be honest, The Santa Clauses is a Christmas show. A joke about Christmas should be the least shocking thing in it.
Peyton's on the show, but I'm dressed as Santa Claus. So he's doing the same look to me. He's going, and I go, no, man, I'm a fan. But I'm under 7 feet of makeup. And I was like a kid.
Still, the outrage was very real. Podcaster and filmmaker Scott Weinberg sparked it by sharing the line on Twitter, and the internet exploded. People went after Tim for bringing right-wing politics into Christmas. But here's the darker reality. Tim isn't just up against Twitter mobs. The entire Hollywood system is designed to suppress voices like his. As Tim himself puts it, the thought police are everywhere.
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah. Tim has openly discussed how political correctness has completely transformed comedy, making it nearly impossible for comedians to take risks. He's not shy about admitting how this impacts him as well. Tim grew up in comedy, influenced by legends like Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce, comedians who pushed boundaries and weren't afraid to make people uncomfortable.
So, you know, Tim, you and I both started stand-up comedy in the 80s.
And Leno says hi, by the way.
Oh, Jay Leno, my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And still, you're still doing it, right?
44 cities just finished.
See what I mean by the hardest working man?
But now, every joke is dissected, every word scrutinized. For comedians like Tim, it's a nightmare. He even joked on The View that he'd probably get canceled just for using words he grew up hearing from his own parents.
Do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words that really got from my parents.
Yeah.
You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians, but my act has really been about family and kids and growing up anyway. But I was going to say, if I do some stuff. The women in my life were, whatever political party it was, always they hated the government and who's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
They always argued about that over vodka.
Allen hasn't backed down, in fact. He's only doubled down. He refuses to live in fear of being canceled and would rather face backlash than compromise his integrity. That fearless attitude is exactly why Hollywood can't shake him, no matter how hard they try. When ABC canceled Last Man Standing, Fox picked it up immediately. Even Disney replacing him as Buzz Lightyear didn't faze him. Now, he's back on Disney Plus with the Santa Clauses, delivering lines that spark outrage and proving he's here to stay. And let's not forget his firm stance on canceling culture. Tim Allen refuses to bow to cancel culture. In one interview, he admitted that he feels the pressure, but won't alter his comedy just to please others. He likened canceled culture to high school, where everyone's ready to pounce over the smallest things, calling it absurd. He even joked that people might cancel him for using words his parents used. Cancel culture has left many comedians afraid to tell jokes, but not Tim. He keeps pushing forward, no matter the angry mobs, blacklisting, or Hollywood's attempts to silence him. Tim Allen's unwavering resolve has made him nearly impossible to cancel. By staying true to himself, he's proven Hollywood wrong and outplayed them at their own game. So, what do you think? Is cancel culture overreacting to Tim Allen? Or does he deserve the heat he's receiving? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more future videos. If you like this one, we're sure you'll enjoy this one too.